I think I've done it. I think I've solved one of the greatest mysteries of our own existence. Now let's see what I need to prepare for this. Curious. I need 3 sacrifices, and then I'll be lauded and honored for my research. People won't laugh at me or call me a crazy buffoon. I will hold power in my own hand. Once I have that power, then who knows what will be accomplished next. But where can I find 3 sacrifices?
Excuse me. I'm sorry to bother you, but there are 3 men who are here to see you.
Yes. Bring them up here at once. I'd love to spend some time with our guests.
He says you can come up. I'm a bit shocked, but I thought he'd specifically stated no visitors. Maybe he knows something more than we do. Also, he's been acting a bit strangely, but I'm sure it's just the stress of the research we've been doing.
Well, thank you as well to the Grand Wizard for taking the time to see us as soon as could be. We've traveled far to give him this map. It contains the location of an object that's deeply important to us. He knows other worlds better than anyone else I know, and I'm sure he'll know where to bring us.
Absolutely. It'll be a great service to you. Please make your way up to his study.
The boys are about to walk into something truly evil. Sacrifice? Research completed? What does this mean for the boys and even the rest of the world? What are they walking into? Tune in next time and find out. Welcome to Oh Baby a Triple.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Oh Baby a Triple, the TV show turned radio show turned podcast. I'm your host, Corey, and I'm a big movie boy. And that's as much as I could come up with on the spot at that moment. So I gotta work on my improv, my coming up with something on the spot.
But you were in the improv society.
I was. I should be better at it, you think, right? All right, let me try it again. I'm Corey. I'm your host, Corey, and I make video games for a living. Ooh.
Well, that was just a lie.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen you make a video game.
Hey, you don't know that.
Maybe you made Fez. Did you make Fez?
I'm Phil Fish's close companion. He and I are in a very romantic relationship, and you don't know this, but Fez, the character Fez, was actually modeled after our dog, Fez.
Wait, is the Fez guy a dog?
No.
Oh.
He's just a little blob.
That's why I was like, I thought he was just like a weird little like white guy. But
I think that's exactly.
You made me second think. Like,
well, Fez's name is Gomez. Like the main
Really?
character's name is Gomez, and he wears a fez.
oh, I thought he was Fez.
Oh.
You'd think that, right? But as someone
That's
who's
kinda messed
poured
up.
50 hours into this game,
As an expert on Fez, as Corey is.
as a Phil Ficionado,
I hate it. I hate it. Oh my
you could
God.
say I know as much about this game as possible. But enough
Jesus
about
Christ.
me. Harry, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Harry.
Hi,
I'm just
Harry.
introduced by Corey.
I'm Harry, and I'm still reeling from the fucking Phil Ficionado bit.
And I'm Ryan, and I wish that Phil Fish was actually a fish.
He looks like one.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
there you go.
I shouldn't be mean. I shouldn't be mean to him. He never directly did anything to me, so. I have
Oh
no
my god, my Google Home just went off. What the fuck? That scared the shit out of me. Hey, it is October, so it is the time for spooks and scares.
There you go. Happy October, everybody. This is the first episode that we record in October.
We did record a Halloween episode earlier in the year when it was still kind of like
This
warm
is
outside.
true.
Yeah,
Forgot about
that.
that.
Is true. Does
We
that mean
did a Halloween episode.
Does that mean we have to do another Halloween episode, or does that mean we have to do something
It's
else for
Halloween 2.
Well, that was in
Halloween
season
2.
4, so now it's the Halloween episode for season 5.
What if we show up in costume to our recording?
And no one can see it. We're like, we assure you we are in costumes.
We disguise our
Oh, there you go.
voices. Like we do the intro of the show when we do the the little bit, the D&D bit.
Mm-hmm.
We just do the whole show as characters.
Oh boy.
Oh baby.
I'll be Corey. And Ryan is me, and you're Ryan.
Oh,
Oh, there
that's
we
a
go.
great idea.
Hi, well, I can't say it now. I can't spoil it. I gotta save my Ryan impression for when we do the episode.
For the next
Same here.
Halloween episode.
Yeah.
It'll release on Halloween.
Will it?
Ooh.
No, it won't. It'll probably be released like later, past Halloween.
Ryan, you can't make promises like that on this show.
No, I cannot, and I'm not going to. It's not dropping on Halloween night. No way. And also that weekend, it's crazy. So.
Yeah. Speaking of spooky, scary, Ryan, what have you been up to?
Oh, I've been doing a lot. I just dropped a video on my channel.
Hell yeah.
It's my Dune video, so if y'all want to check it out and give it some love and support, that'd help. It's on my YouTube channel, Hi-Fi. Shameful plug. I feel a lot of shame in that one.
I have no shame in just saying the words Corey View. That's my personal YouTube channel, and I'm just going to
There
leave
you
it
go.
there.
Great.
I don't
And,
have a YouTube channel, but if I did, I would plug it.
Yeah.
You could
You should
plug
go
just-
see Wow Factory.
There you go. I'm glad
Yeah.
we're recycling this bit from last week.
Did we do
Or
that
from
last
Yeah.
week?
Yeah, we did that last
Absolutely.
episode.
Good, I'm glad. Just like absolutely trash.
It's great too. Not only did we do it last episode, we did it at the very end of last episode.
So it like bookends it. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, man. Someone's just binge listening to all of our stuff and going,
Oh,
they
God.
already said
I feel
that.
bad for that person.
They feel like they're watching
Yeah.
the same episode, listening to the same episode.
That's what, it's continuity is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just consistent level of quality amongst episodes.
Yeah, which also means the same topics and the same bits. You'll never be unsure when you listen to an episode of Oh Baby a Triple.
Well, you know what they say, right? That imitation is the purest form of flattery or something.
Oh,
Yes.
you're not wrong there.
And
Those are some
yeah.
important quotes.
I'd like to bounce off of that and explain what I've been doing this past week, by the way. Ryan,
Okay.
you inspired me.
Oh,
Right?
Did
you,
I?
you remember last episode you talked about a lot about reading? You know, you were reading
Yeah.
Dune and you were reading the Discworld series.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
I decided to go out and I decided to get some books and I started reading her Amish Holiday Suitor.
Oh my God, you're reading the Amish romance novels?
I finished an Amish romance novel.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Okay, so please tell me what the experience was like reading one, because they're Amish Harlequin romance novels
Right, yes.
specifically.
They're not adult
So-
though in any way. I was
Absolutely not.
I was
I'm not shocked
hoping-
because they're very Christian.
hoping it'd get a little saucy, but it was just kissing. That's all it was. But some of my favorite moments were like when Nick walks in on Lucy in the bedroom and he's like, "Oh no, she's hunkered over a desk. Is she praying? Oh no, she's working."
Ooh, sultry.
Wow, steamy. She's praying to Jesus.
But
Hallelujah.
It had, you know, it's funny, you know, it doesn't matter what genre, it had all the same tropes, right? You know,
Oh, did it?
they didn't want to be a couple, they were a fake couple, and then they're like, this isn't real, it can't be real, and then they found every excuse not to make it real, up until the
Oh
very
my
end.
God.
But
The
it was
very
real.
end, but it was real, and they were the
True
happiest
love.
they'd ever been. And then at the very end of the book, oh, I can't spoil it, you know, I can't, just in case someone wants to read it.
I've heard that in a lot of these books, like, there's a weird age gap between a lot of the characters. Like, there's a lot of, like, very young women and extremely old men
Oh,
kind of deal.
I think that's a specific, that's a kink, and that's not in this book. In this book, they're like
Okay.
young. I think they're both like 18.
Oh, okay, so they're
19.
young, you know,
They're young suitors and they're
Young adult,
courting
yeah.
each other.
Youngsters.
Right.
They're just little youngsters.
But remember, they got to uphold the Amish family tradition and religion and love.
yes, they speak a lot of German in this book too, because that's
Good.
What?
how it goes in German.
Really?
Yeah, that's how it goes in a lot of Amish places. Like they say,
That's-
instead of dad, it's D-A-E-D, Dade,
Oh.
and instead of mom, it's M-A-M-M, so ma'am.
Mm.
And then other things like you're acting. There was one word for like crazy, and it's like lichtisch or something like that.
Yeah.
Anytime anyone said good, it was goot. So
Goot.
just all of that thrown in there too.
Mm-hmm.
I would give it a, on the scale of Harlequins I've read, I give it a 6 out of 10. I was definitely rooting for those boys. Well, the boy and the girl, because they were a straight couple. God forbid there's a gay Amish.
That will never happen.
That's for next
They're
week.
Maybe I'll write. I'll find one.
We always say
know-
next
yeah.
week, but it's not a weekly series.
No,
Yeah.
next. I don't know. It's just easy to
Next
say.
one.
Whenever the
episode.
next one comes out.
Right.
whatever we feel.
Yeah. But that's all I've been doing, and job hunting.
That's it.
Nice.
That's it. It's basically all I do. Because I'm still looking
Ah.
for a film boy job in big LA City.
Hell yeah.
Please,
Plum.
someone give me a job. I literally, it takes so long to upload your resume to like Mandy.com, MeetAVideographer.com. There's StaffMeUp.com, Indeed.com. I had to upload my resume to each of those individual websites, and like not my PDF resume, my individual, because the sites have their own mechanisms
That's
for doing
like
that.
the worst.
Yeah.
Like, just let me upload the resume that I have. Don't make me
Yeah.
re-input it every single time I have to do anything.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm spending more time with my resume than I am actually applying to jobs. So it's great. But anyway, that's me. That's me.
That's good.
That is good.
Harry, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been playing Dragon Quest. I haven't played it like a ton, just because like I've been busy and I haven't really been playing a lot of games. But I'm like a couple hours into it, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's like a very, very old school feeling, like JRPG.
Absolutely.
It's the second Dragon Quest game I've ever played, with the first one being the very first Dragon Quest.
Nice.
Nice.
So it's a big jump.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Not far enough to really have much of an opinion because it's like 1 billion hours long and I'm like 3 hours into it.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Is
you
it
went
the
from-
one on the Switch?
yeah, the Switch version, which is like the
Oh, okay.
definitive version.
Right, because that's the one I wanted to get, was the definitive edition.
Yeah.
Also, they did release the original, like the somewhat older Dragon Quest
They
games on
did,
the Nintendo
but
Switch.
they're really gross looking.
Are they?
It's not the original games. It's like a really ugly remake of the original games with like redone sprite work,
Oh no.
and it's
Yeah.
all like very, very ugly because they're not.
kinda
It's not
like
like sprites. It's not like normal like pixel sprites. They're like drawn, and they look like bad fan art. Like bad fan
this
art
like the-
redraws of all the sprites. It's very ugly.
That kind of reminds me of like the collection of mana for the Nintendo Switch when they re-released that. And I heard that like, it was very poorly done. And it was ported to the Switch. They did like Secret of Mana and Trials of Mana.
I don't know about the mana. Like I haven't played it, so I don't know what the mana collection looks like. But it looks like
it wasn't.
it's like
I heard it was pretty bad.
it looks like a bad like a fan game. Is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look. I'm gonna be avoiding those basically.
Well,
But
Harry,
hopefully Dragon Quest XI's great.
Dragon Quest XI is great so far. I'm really.
I think it
enjoying
makes sense that you're going from Dragon Quest 1 to Dragon Quest 1-1.
Yeah, it's the sequel.
It's just two.
It's base 1. It's just tallying.
Because if you put 1 plus 1, that means 2. So there you go.
Yeah.
Watch like the twist in the game be that it's actually a sequel, like a direct sequel to the first game.
Oh my god.
That would be beautiful.
Well,
But-
that's cool though. That's the version I really want to get, and I'm really excited to get it. But I really want to get like some other games. Like I really want the Ni no Kuni HD remaster
That's a great
before I
game.
get Dragon Quest 11.
I played that
really,
back
really
on the
wanna play it.
PS3.
Yeah,
Back on.
I never got to have it on the PS3, but now that it's on the Switch, I want to buy that like ASAP. That's
a
I think
super
that
cool
and
game.
Astral Chain are like my next 2 Switch buys.
Astral Chain I need to
and
play
then-
someday.
Yeah,
someday.
and then at the end of the month, I'm getting Luigi's Mansion 3. So
Aw,
the Switch
yeah.
is getting like all my games. This month is all Switch games.
I need
There's nothing else I really want.
Gooigi.
I'm so excited for Luigi.
Right? It's gonna be lit.
I don't even care about the rest of the game. I just need Luigi.
Yeah, I could go as Gooigi for Halloween. All I have to do is just cover myself in slime.
Oh, there you go. Corey with just the Nickelodeon slime on him. I mean, you're in LA, so go to Burbank, California, go to the Nickelodeon studio,
Yeah.
and just swim in their old Double Dare 2000
There you go.
green slime. Ask
Yeah.
for it.
All I have to
It
do.
might be from the 90s, but still goo's goo.
All I have to do. There are children in this house.
There was a
Screaming children.
screeching child.
It's beautiful. I can't wait to get my own apartment. All I have to do is Gooigi is walk around covered in goo, and then have someone with a reservoir tub of goo that they can
Ooh.
periodically spray on
Glue
me.
you up whenever you need it.
Yeah, because I'll get dry out and cracked as I go through the night trick or treating. Because I'm assuming I'm trick or treating. It's Halloween. And I just have someone with a goo sprayer, and they just goo spray me. And then I'll have him. I have to have them dress up as Luigi, and they go ow 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 as they spray me.
Oh, that's it. That's all you got to do, man.
It's the perfect costume.
You should ask Austin.
Oh
He's
yeah.
not in California.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he's in New York right now. Shit. Never mind.
You should still ask him.
Damn it. He's still. I mean, maybe he can still find a way.
Something like
He can
that.
make his way back.
Anything's possible if you believe.
Anything.
You saw Joker?
I did see Joker.
So did I.
I've got
We'll
some
knock this one out
feelings.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I am of two minds on the film.
Okay.
I thought it was like a really well crafted film. Like I thought it was good in all those kind of aspects, but I really, really did not like anything about like the story or the just like basically everything it stood for. I was like
Interesting.
the moment like I walked out of I saw it with Austin. Like the moment I walked out of the theater, I was like, that was exactly what I expected it to be in like all the worst ways. Like it was basically a school shooter's manifesto. And I did not like that.
I can understand that completely. When I saw it, I got disturbingly uncomfortable during that movie. Where to the point where any cough in the theater, my friend started tweaking and like looking around. Like he got nervous and very jumpy in the theater because he of the like content of the film. And when we walked out, and I said, "Yeah, I think I kind of agree with you, Harry," when you said it was a school shooter manifesto, and then like my buddy was like, "Oh yeah, I can see that," and I was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "That's pretty bad."
Because like it felt
So-
like the moral of the story was you should shoot anyone that you disagree with that wrongs you. Like, because that's just
Well-
that's how it ends.
I mean, not necessarily, but like, it's like the thing is that at the end of the day, it's really weird because like the focus is on a villain, and obviously you shouldn't sympathize with your villain, but there are times where the film was trying to make you feel bad for him. But but like 95% of the movie, I never felt bad for him. I just felt disturbingly uncomfortable around him. Like he just made me nervous, and I was just wondering, when's this guy gonna snap? And that was most of my terror throughout the whole film. Is I got so scared, I was like shaking because I was so nervous of when he was just gonna explode or something was gonna happen or he was just gonna snap and do something. And that's kind of why I sort of like the film, because there's a lot of tension built up, and you're just wondering when's the explosion gonna happen. Like, it's just like there's a lot of setup to things, like, and you're wondering when all that stuff's going to happen, which is kind of the things I liked about the film, but at the same time made me extremely nervous, and I had a wicked panic attack almost in the film, like in the theater. I mean,
yeah, that's what I mean by like I think it was technically well done. Like it checks all the boxes for like a good film.
Yeah, I mean, Joaquin Phoenix was awesome. I love Joaquin in this film.
Yeah, he was good.
He was extremely good. I mean, I still like the film. I definitely would say I enjoyed it more than I disliked it.
I just didn't like how it was like glorifying violence, and like they laid him out in like a Christ pose at the end of the movie, like
yeah,
like it was like glorifying
as
the
if
Joker.
He was a martyr.
I did not like
it.
Like I did not like that.
I think I understood what they were trying to do with that, but yeah, I can kind of feel that and understand why you would feel that way, for sure. I definitely can understand. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still like the movie, so I probably liked it a lot more. I would feel because I don't know. There was a lot that I still enjoyed out of the film, and there's some things I don't think I felt that same way, but I can understand it, though. I mean, I definitely wouldn't say it's a perfect movie, for sure. It's far from perfect. I mean, I do agree. It's pretty much a technically well-made movie, and Joaquin had a great performance. And there was some good tension and suspense. But it's really just Taxi Driver, Joker.
Yeah.
It's the same movie.
Pretty much.
It's just like, hey, Joaquin Phoenix's character is just Travis Bickle. And if you've seen Taxi Driver, it's pretty much the same, except in Taxi Driver he blends in society really well, whereas Joaquin Phoenix's character Arthur just doesn't. He's so creepy and weird throughout the whole thing, and unsettling.
Oof.
I think one of my favorite things in the movie. This is I mean, I think I've already like said some spoiler stuff. But this is like literally the last line of the movie, so it's a spoiler.
Okay.
Corey, you don't care, right? Or do you
No,
care?
yeah, I don't.
Okay. The movie literally ends with like the Joker talking to his therapist, and he's like, "Oh," and she's like, "What are you laughing at?" And he's like, "Oh, just a joke." She's like, "Can I hear it?" And he goes, "You wouldn't get it." And then the movie ends. And it's like,
no,
okay.
It doesn't really end there, because then it's him like walking down the hallway and like doing.
I mean, yeah, it ends like 30 seconds later, but that's the last line in the film.
Which I kind of wish that was the last line though, and it cut to black right there, because that would have been actually not terrible. I actually didn't mind that ending.
Oh, I thought that's like the stupidest way to end that movie.
Really?
That's the most pretentious. Oh, you wouldn't get it. Like, are you kidding?
Nah, I wouldn't have minded that. I actually really like that line, especially the delivery of it and everything.
No.
I kind of wish it just cut right there and it was over.
I thought it was so dumb. Like, basically saying if you don't like the movie, you just don't understand it.
No, that's not what it was. I don't think so.
Okay.
That's all right. It's fine. I mean, you that's okay.
I'll be the middleman,
I like that line,
and I'll go see the movie, and I'll decide.
I'm sure you'll love it, Corey. Definitely seems up your alley.
You know how this shooter is the one you never quite guessed? It's like I come back and I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I love that movie. Great message. But anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not a shooter. Let's just get that out of there.
Oh, what the fuck? Corey, you don't have to say that.
I just want to say it. Okay. Now that's it's a palate cleanser, that sentence.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways, Inktober, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. How's that going?
That's
Harry?
another thing I've been doing. Inktober. This is the first time like I've participated, but it's been a lot of fun. Like drawing like a different thing each day.
Nice.
I'm not going
style.
according to like they have like a set guidelines or whatever, where it's like they give you like a theme each day, but I'm not going with that just because I don't feel like it. I've just been like drawing whatever I feel like each day, and it's been a lot of fun. I've been working on like polishing my like comic book, like old school comic style coloring.
Yeah.
And that's been a lot of fun to work on. I feel like it's finally approaching where I want it to be.
I like that design that you do, like the style that you have. That classic comic book design is like
Yeah,
getting more and more polished every time you post a new something to Instagram.
I'm getting there. I should plug my Instagram so people who are listening can look at it. My Instagram is @doom.style, and that's it. The dot's a period, not written out the word dot.
There it is.
But yeah, that's what I've been working on. I'm excited. I'm gonna try and go as long as I can. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like do one every single day, but I'm trying. I've been able to so far, but it's only like 8 days in.
Right. I get kind of excited when I think of Inktober because part of me wishes I was an artist and participated in that. And I know I can, but I wish there was something like similar I could find for film or like video.
Filmtober. You guys just start one.
I guess so. Yeah, that's true. Gotta just make one, like famous artist who did Inktober. Can't remember his name.
He's just a guy who started it. It could be you.
But yeah, I just
Be
do
like
that
Corey Vember, and it's just films.
every day. You make a new film. That would be so much work.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
Every day you upload a new cool shot. I mean, there's a photography thing, I guess. I'll brainstorm it. I'll figure it out.
Start working on it. We can launch it. This could be the next initiative.
Whatever month I come up with it, I'll just launch it. Like, it's February. Hey, it's Filmtoberwary. It's like super exciting.
I've also been. I started listening to The Adventure Zone on your recommendation, Corey.
Hey,
Hell yeah.
I've only listened to like 80% of the first episode so far.
Oh, okay.
I like only just got to the part where they started actually playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
Gotcha.
are you listening to episode? Okay, there's episode 1 and episode 1.5. Episode 1 is like 2 hours long. But I mean, if you're
think
trying to
that's
like,
the one I'm watching, yeah.
yeah. But I mean, if you're willing to ingest it, they get kind of all the mechanics that they're gonna work on.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
every episode
I'm already
after
through
that
that
is
part.
like, yeah. Every episode after that is like an hour long, so it gets a lot easier.
Yeah.
That's a
Word.
rough first couple episodes, but it gets good.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it so far. They're pretty funny. I've never listened to anything by these guys.
Oh, they have a
yeah. Once.
ton of random crazy stuff. I think I've told you both about Till Death Do Us Blart. Is a show they do where every Thanksgiving they watch Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 and then do an
Yes.
hour-long review of it.
I love
They've
it.
got 4 episodes. I just love the stuff they make, yeah.
I can
But I'm really
tell
glad you're
that-
watching.
I can tell that they're like a favorite of yours. Like that they've had an influence on you because I can like hear it in like the way that they talk, and it's just like this reminds me of Corey as a person.
I noticed that myself after like a couple months of listening to I think it would probably have been sophomore junior year where I was like I realized very quickly like I'm starting to like kind of my mannerisms and my speaking is kind of mirroring
Yeah,
these
like
three brothers.
I definitely got that listening to it, and I only listened to like one episode, but it was like, yeah, this is Corey. Like,
And by the time I realized it was too late, I was already like
isn't too deep.
I was already speaking like Griffin, and I'm like I can't change
Uh-oh.
it. I don't. Yeah, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. So
Yeah, that's the theme
that.
of this episode.
I think that's the second time it's been said this episode, right?
It is the
Yep,
second
it
time.
is.
Yeah.
I think
But
that
the first
well,
time I
no,
was talking about ourselves.
Can we go 3 for 3?
We gotta see.
It's got to be natural. We can't force it.
That's true.
Or can we?
We can't. I'm
Yeah,
sad.
I do-
I'm sad that's outshined the Phil Aficionado bit, but whatever.
I'm happy about that.
It's for the best.
Yeah, let it die.
Just give it up.
But yeah, I like the Adventure Zone too. I mean, once you get into like episode like 2 or 3, and when they actually like start playing the story, I got hooked. I was super into it. So I think it picks up speed for sure. Like obviously they're kind of starting with like the starter kit
Yeah.
stuff, but then
Yeah.
they like once you get into Amnesty and they get into their own thing and whatever, it gets a lot of fun. You know.
As soon as
So.
the first few arcs they do just them playing D&D, There's an arc. I think it's like their third arc called the Crystal Kingdom. They start introducing music, like background music to everything. I love it. That's when I was like in it. I was not leaving this episode, leaving that series behind. So
I'm excited to get to it.
Oh yeah, I think you're gonna love it, dude. It's extremely funny, and they're just really, really good at like just storytelling, and they play the game extremely well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a hot topic here. Adventure Zone is way better than Crit Roll.
I've never seen the other one.
Yeah, same.
All I know
Crit
is
Roll-
my brother watches it, and it has like every episode's like 1,000 hours long.
Exactly.
It's just like
That's
a huge
why
turnoff.
that's exactly why I don't like Crit Roll as much, because Adventure Zone, it's like bite sized. It's nice. I can listen to it in like a good car ride, or when I'm at work, I could listen to like 2 episodes, and like it's a nice, easy listen. Whereas if you're listening to Crit Roll, that's like hours of one episode, one playthrough. It's like 5 hours, and I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it's too much.
I like fell asleep 5 times, and I've only made it 30 minutes into Crit Roll in the first episode. I just couldn't do it.
It's a long show.
Yeah. So. But yeah, Adventure Zone's pretty great, though. I also have their comic book.
My
for,
brother
like,
just
their
got
first
those.
Part. Mm-hmm. I need the second volume. But they're very good. It's just a nice little comic where it's just their dialogue from the podcast as like dialogue in like the story, and it's all just animated and like shown in like visual.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yes.
so it's a lot of fun just to read it as like a book and kind of see what their story is like as an actual story. You know, in a medium like that.
I think
So
we
it's a
talked
lot of
about
fun.
this 2 episodes ago.
We might have probably.
We did. We definitely did.
So.
Well, you know what they say. Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
There it is, baby. 3 for 3.
3 for 3.
Now we can
It's like a
move
2
on.
for 20 menu.
Yeah. Now we can move on.
The next bit.
Hey, Ryan,
Yeah.
you want to talk about Ghostbusters?
Yeah,
Maybe?
sure. I guess, sure. I got the Ghostbusters HD remaster on the Switch
How
a
is
couple of
it?
days ago. It's great. It's the Ghostbusters 3 script that never was made. It was written by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis before Harold Ramis died. Rest in peace. So pretty much this was supposed to be what Ghostbusters 3 was going to be. Before the whole thing kind of fell through, and Ivan Reitman couldn't direct it, and all these other things. There was a lot of issues. Bill Murray had no interest in it, whatever. So, but this game pretty much is the only way that we would ever have a definitive Ghostbusters 3. So, and it has the original cast, so you have Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, Dan Aykroyd, and Harold Ramis coming back into their reprised roles, and your character is a new recruit that they get with the Ghostbusters, and you go alongside with them and you fight ghosts, and It is great, and it's so much fun. It's the Ghostbusters humor. It's just like watching the movie, and it's just great to put on the proton pack and you shoot ghosts and you put down the trap and you get the ghosts in the trap, and it feels like it just feels great.
It really is. It's a fantastic game. I never played it, but I watched my brother play through it, like back
It's
in the
awesome.
day on the PS3.
Yeah,
Just
and
so good.
it's fabulous. It just holds like real close to what Ghostbusters is, and it just does everything just perfectly so far. I'm only in the beginning of the game. I'm still like in like the beginning middle-ish part of it. I put in a couple of hours into it, but so far I'm all about this, and I'm so glad that it got an HD remaster. I'm so happy it's on the Switch, and I'm so happy I can finally play this game, because this has been on my radar for so long, and I never was able to buy it for the 360, and I really wanted to play it on the Xbox, but I just never could get my hands on a copy, and now this is it. So I was extremely happy. So, and it looks great. It plays great, and I'm having a really, really good time.
Awesome.
I highly
Oh
recommend
yeah,
it.
dude.
If
Do
you
you
like,
get to customize your character?
No, unfortunately not. It's a set character, but that's okay. I have no issues with that. It's still Ghostbusters. I mean, because at the end of the day, if you love Ghostbusters, because I fucking love Ghostbusters, this is like the game for you. This is like a love letter to Ghostbuster fans. So, and if you want to actually experience what the third film would have been like, this is it. Like, you have to play this if you are, like, a diehard Ghostbuster fan. But also, if you just want to have fun, just watch something that's funny and, you know, play a game that's a lot of fun. It has great mechanics and it's all this other stuff.
Yeah,
Absolutely, just check it out.
If Bustin makes you feel good, you might want to
Bustin
play
makes me feel good.
Ghostbusters 3. Or, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Ghostbusters HD
think-
Remastered.
I think that should be the title of the episode. Bustin makes me feel good.
There you go.
Bustin makes me feel good. This week we deep dive classic cartoons.
Yeah. Which there was a Ghostbusters animated series.
There was.
There you go.
But there's also a lot of
Perfect
other
segue.
like movies turned animated series that weren't so great. Like
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh my god, I remember that was one. Oh god.
But yeah, this week's deep dive, and we would put a commercial sponsor if we had one
We
right
are
here.
sponsored by Corey's mom.
Right. There we go. Yes.
Go
Corey's
say
mom.
thank you to her because
If-
she sponsors us.
She's an amazing person and deserves love and respect.
Thank you.
Yes.
So thank you,
Thank-
Corey's mom.
Thank you, Mom, for all the money you've given me.
You can't
For
see
this
it, but I'm
episode,
doing the
baby,
praying
trip.
hands right now.
I'm doing a slob squat
Ooh.
with the praying hands.
Just on the floor in my room.
Yeah, well, because I don't have a chair, so I'm sitting on a bunch of pillows, and yeah, I need a new apartment.
I'm
This week's topic, the deep dive, the main topic, is classic cartoons from our childhood, and oh boy, are there a lot of those. Saturday morning cartoons, weekday cartoons,
Ooh,
all
yes,
of them.
there are.
Yeah, I think the first cartoon series I ever really got involved with was actually Dragon Ball Z, like
Hell
when it was
yeah.
on Toonami.
yeah.
I never watched it religiously. I only ever watched it when it was coming on, and my parents wouldn't let me. They're like, they're just fighting. It's nonsense.
Oh, really?
All they do is fight each other, so they wouldn't let me watch. It was the same reason why they
Oh.
were upset when I would watch Naruto, because
Uh,
it was just them fighting.
Very
So-
sad.
It was
I used to
because
watch-
Dragon Ball is pretty much a cult. Like, it's deep in American culture.
Oh yeah, it is.
There's like I can't walk through any store without seeing like a Goku T-shirt or something.
Because he's the boy.
It's just right there. You okay, Ryan?
yeah, I'm good.
See, Ryan could never beat
I have a-
Ryan could never beat Goku with a cough like that.
No, I'm getting rid of an upper respiratory infection, so I'm coughing a little bit.
That's okay, Ryan.
It's okay,
It's
Yeah.
okay.
I guess. But what was like? So yours was like you said it was Dragon Ball then, or you said Pokemon.
It was
What?
Pokemon and Dragon Ball at the same time, but it was
Oh,
it was
okay.
Dragon Ball Z. I didn't mention Pokemon though.
Yeah, it's like, where did that come from?
I thought you said Ash. I thought you said Ash from Pokemon. And then you said that
Ash,
your mom
Ash
said it
kind
was.
of sounds like Goku.
Oh, I heard Ash, not Goku. God, holy Jesus! That's why I got confused while you were talking about like Dragon Ball. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? He said Ash, and I thought I got lost.
I was big into Pokemon too. I actually had a Pokemon pillow I used to sleep with.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Not
too.
anymore. There you go.
I wish I still had it.
Back
I
in
had a
the
SpongeBob
day
pillow, too.
before I hated before I started to not really care much for Pokemon, I was a really big Pokemon fan back in the day. Like I used to watch the cartoon
Oh, yeah.
series all the
I mean,
time. I
what 10-year-old
remember renting. Oh wait, sorry.
Oh
what
my
were you
God.
saying, Corey?
I was gonna say, what 10-year-old didn't want to run out and just live on his own?
Oh yeah, but like when I was a kid, I used to rent Pokemon VHSs from the video store, and I used to
Ooh,
watch
yeah.
the episodes all the time like that. And I was like all
I
about it. And I
had
think
my-
my mom.
I had like 3 Pokemon VHS tapes that I would just watch
Oh,
over and
fuck
over
yeah.
and over again. They each had like 2 or 3
Yeah.
episodes or something on them, but I've
Yep.
seen them all a
Yep.
billion times.
Absolutely. And I used to watch that. I used to rent those and the Pokemon movies. I watched a lot of the first movie
Oh,
in
yeah.
2000 all the time. Like I would would literally rent. I think I watched Pokemon 2000 the most. That was the one I was super into.
My brothers and
Even
I,
though
we
I
would
like the first one.
we would our grandmother would ask us if she wanted us to rent a movie for her, or she wanted to rent a movie for us from like Blockbuster when that was a thing. And we would say like Pokemon 3000, and then the next week we'd say like 4000, and she'd bring back the same movie.
Very good.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely that. I was not allowed to watch Dragon Ball Z though, so I share your sentiment. My parents hated how violent it was, and always threw a fit.
I feel you, man.
I also wasn't allowed to watch Teen Titans, but I always watched Teen Titans.
Oh, I always watch Teen Titans, dude.
I watched the whole thing, but my parents hated every time I turned it on, told me to turn it off. If they were in the room, I had to pretty much go into another room and turn it on so that they wouldn't know I was watching it. But I was super into Teen Titans, but I wasn't allowed to. And it was the same thing with Dragon Ball. I had to run to the basement, turn on the TV, turn it on like stupid low. Like I had the TV dial on and I had it on really low, and I would just sit in front of the TV and just watch it as quiet as can be. And it was like right after school, it would come right on a new episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Well,
and my mom one time would be like in the basement and be like, "Ryan, are you home? Are you watching that stupid show again?" And I literally turn it off and be like, "No, Mom, I'm not watching anything.
Don't come in.
I'm naked."
I'm not watching Dragon Ball Z. I'm watching porn.
It's Pokemon.
More senseless fighting.
Yeah. My mom was okay with Pokemon. She didn't mind I watched Pokemon.
It's surrogate fighting. It's not Ash fighting.
Yeah.
He's making his animal pet fight.
And that's okay.
And don't worry, animal abuse is okay.
It's just all right. Well, when Goku is screaming as loud as he is during most episodes, you're gonna have to turn that TV down low.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was literally at like one notch above like turning off the TV, because my volume in the turn on switch was like, this is an old TV, by the way.
Oh.
Like you had to flip the switch and it turns on the TV, but it also was the volume adjuster. So you had to turn that and then turn it up.
Ryan was riding dangerously close to the TV just being off all the time.
Yeah, it was. It was just right on the cusp of turning it off and turning it up, and it was just too loud. And I was like, they're gonna know I'm watching this garbage. So I had to be like always on my hand on the volume, and I would just sit point blank to the TV watching Dragon Ball Z.
That's the worst too. When you're like, you got something quiet because you don't want anyone to hear it, but you're so close to it, you don't know how loud it is compared to what's going on around you. It's like, at what volume do people no longer hear it because of the background noise?
Right.
Scary.
So like, what's kind of like your favorite like cartoon memories? I guess like growing up, like and watching cartoons. Kind of like, what was your your memories and of enjoying
Kids
those cartoons?
Every single Saturday morning. Like that was my religion. Would get up like stupid early on Saturday morning. I guess I was a kid though, so it didn't matter. And I would watch just every single show, even like the ones I didn't like as much. Because I was just those were my favorite shows as a kid. Just everything on there.
Absolutely.
Especially all the DC superhero shows were amazing. It had Pokemon, it had Yu-Gi-Oh! It had Cubics, robots for everyone.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god, Cubics! Dude, I haven't heard that in forever. Holy crap.
Yo,
this is some deep shit. You were reaching.
I loved Cubics as a kid, and I've tried, like I went back and I like, don't look it up. It's not as good as you remember.
No.
It's like this, like, for those of you who don't know what Cubics is, it's like a really early Korean like CG cartoon that they like licensed for Kids WB, and they would play it every Saturday morning. And it was like, the idea was like, it was like a Pokemon kind of thing, but instead of monsters they had robots. And it was everyone had their own robot, and the main character had Cubics. He was a robot made of cubes.
Nice.
It was good.
Harry, it's amazing.
I want to one up you on Cubics.
Okay.
There's a Canadian TV show I remember watching I think it was on 4Kids TV, or maybe it was on like some other random TV station. It was a show called Reboot, and it was a 1990s 3D animated CGI show.
I think I remember you talking about this.
It's terrible. It looks god awful.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely in that vein of just
If you ever want to
late
look up
90s,
the TV,
early 2000s CG cartoons.
Yeah.
if you ever think to yourself like, I wonder what the first CGI cartoon that was on like daytime television was. I think Reboot was it, and it looks it. You like look at this thing. It's like solid color textureless people who are like moving janky because there's like, you know, when you watch something and it's like, oh, there's no ease in and ease out. It's just snap to the next point, snap to the next keyframe, snap to the next keyframe.
It's
good shit, dude.
You know what it reminds me of? The way that sounds? It sounds like the Transformers Beast Wars cartoon, because that was also all CG.
Oh my god.
I mean, because the story for that show was great, but holy shit, that looks dated. It looks awful now. It's so ugly.
Ugly cartoons have a special place. I think I like to tell people I think we're in a special time where when we were kids, 3D computer models were just a new thing. So we got to see the uncanny valley and the ugliness of all of that.
And we have
generations
memories of it.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we do.
Future generations get pretty well looking and pretty well animated looking models now that computers are like able to handle high texture and high pixel count.
Absolutely.
But we had a special place where we were like discovering a new medium. Oh, and it was so ugly, but we loved it.
Oh yeah.
Every second of it. I have very, very fond memories of Cubics. I remember getting Cubics toys for Christmas. Like,
oh god, I never got toys of Cubics.
Oh yeah, I was into it.
God. I used to love like WB Kids a lot growing up. That was kind of my block to watch. I kind of watched a little bit of Fox Kids, but I was really into like WB Kids.
Oh yeah, it was
Kids
WB hardcore for me. Like,
yeah, Kids WB had like Animaniacs, Batman Beyond, Batman the Animated Series, Freakazoid, you know.
Oh yeah.
Johnny
Tiny
Test.
Toon Adventures. Johnny fucking Test.
Okay, I do love that show.
Jackie Chan Adventures.
Jackie Chan Adventures is a classic.
That's
hell yeah.
Uncle. I love that show.
Uncle. Dude, I used to watch the shit out of Jackie Chan Adventures.
Oh,
and
hell
Mucha
yeah.
Lucha.
Mucha Lucha
that was another
great.
one.
Oh, I love Mucha Lucha.
It took me a very long time to realize that the flea was a flea. Which is like, I mean, I guess maybe I was just a stupid kid, but like I thought he was like, because his costume, he looks like a dirty rabbit. So that's what I thought he was.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And I realized, he's the flea because, like, the bug.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I was not a smart kid.
Yeah. There was a lot of good shows on Kids WB though.
There really were.
Incredible.
Was Shaolin Showdown Kids WB?
Yeah, Shaolin Showdown was on there. I love that show.
Oh my god. Me and my friends.
Static Shock.
I remember playing Shaolin Showdown every day at recess.
I was just about to say that.
Really?
Me and my friends at elementary school every day would play Shaolin Showdown at recess.
That was like
we'd have the talismans and we'd pretend like we were using them. Oh my god. Are you sure maybe Harry and I didn't go to the same elementary school?
Maybe we did.
Yeah, me in Minnesota and you in
New York.
You guys
or New York. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And Static Shock was also Kids WB too, which was one of the DC shows that you were talking about.
All the DC shows are just so good. Like, all of them are so good.
Because like
once I was like, this isn't. I legitimately asked my mom what a Bang Baby was, and she's like, I have no idea. And I'm like, oh, okay. They talk about it in this cartoon, so I assumed it was a real thing.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Sorry, Mom.
Forgive me.
I remember watching Jetix a lot when I was a kid.
Oh my god, Jetix.
I remember Jetix existing.
I
don't remember. I watched it. I don't even remember what was on it.
I think
I don't remember
they
anything.
did. Hikaru no Go was on Jetix for a little while. I think Yu-Gi-Oh was on Jetix a lot.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain Spider Riders was Jetix.
Was it?
Nah, bro. Spider
think
Riders
so.
was Kids WB.
Was it Kids WB?
It might have been on both, but it was on Kids WB. I remember that. At least
Oh,
think
I
so.
remember.
I'm gonna look it up.
Jetix, I think, did Skunk Fu. I think was a show Jetix did.
That was on Kids WB.
Was it? Maybe Jetix and Kids WB.
It might have had like
a lot of similar
crossover
content.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like they're probably
is
a lot
like-
of the same stuff.
probably.
What's funny is like I never watched Jetix stuff, but I do recognize like a show after just looking it up right now. It's Yin Yang Yo,
Hell
but that was like
yeah.
from 2006 to 2009, and that's the only show I'm like, oh,
Is that the one with the rabbits?
that one.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
remember that.
it's like the Blue Rabbit. That's the only one I know, and I've never watched a single frame of that show.
Yeah. I feel like
I thought it was
that's
pretty good.
that's like the later the twilight years of like the Saturday morning cartoons.
When you like started realizing that the stuff you're watching isn't actually good.
Well,
I
think we're like a lot of the quality programming was ending by then.
Yeah, because Jetix is the thing that replaced Fox Kids because Fox Kids went away.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which then it replaced it with this, and Jetix was bad because they had like Lazy Town. A lot of Power
God.
Rangers was on there.
I think Get Ed
Sonic
was Jetix.
X,
Sonic X. Gotta go fast. Sonic, gotta
and
go
then
fast.
Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go.
Oh my! I forgot about that show. Super
Such a
Robot
good
Monkey
name.
Team Hyperforce Go.
I
That's a
remember
very
that existing.
Japanese-
I didn't watch a lot of that though.
I never watched it either.
God. What was the Hi Puffy Amiyumi? Is what I'm getting when you mentioned the
God.
monkey one.
I didn't watch that one either.
Hi.
It was
I
just
forgot.
a pink and a purple haired bandmates.
Yeah.
They were just like a duo, and it was just like the episode was weird because it was like I guess based off of two real people,
Yes.
and you'd get intercut segments of the cartoon characters going through whatever cartoons do, and then the real two band members actually like eating dumplings, or like here they are in Tokyo, and then back to the cartoon.
Yep. And then whenever they did a concert, it was always cutting between a real life concert of theirs or like their animated concert.
Oh yeah, and
as well.
the end of the episode, it always ended with music.
I remember.
Yep.
I remember the show. I didn't watch a lot, but didn't they do those like the real band? They did the theme song for Teen Titans.
They absolutely
Yeah.
did.
Yes.
They also did the remix for the Teen Titans Go series
Yeah.
too. So they did like Hi Puffy Amiyumi definitely did the music for them.
That's dope.
And that's how they got popular, and then they made their own show.
Although there
because
was
the song was so popular.
There was one episode of Teen Titans where they didn't sing the intro.
Yeah.
And everyone
And it was-
cried.
Well, who was what was the character's name? It was Robin's friend from another dimension.
Oh, Larry.
It was like Larry.
Was it Larry?
Oh god.
Yes. Which, if I'm not mistaken, Larry was the intro for the Larry episode was sung by the guy who went on American Idol, and like he was the guy who had like the worst singing voice,
Oh god.
and they contracted
all of them?
him, most of them, but specifically this one man. I think.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Is this the guy that goes, she bang, she
yes,
bang?
yes, it is him.
Yeah, okay, because that was like the classic, like early 2000s, like meme of American Idol.
Yeah,
Premium meme.
the
get-
premium meme.
I know it's something Wong. I think it's William Wong.
He's got an actual
yeah,
singing
yeah.
career now.
It's William Hung. It's William Hung. That's
Ooh.
it.
William
He actually
Hung.
has an album.
Yes.
Yeah, he has an album. William Hung made an album because he was so popular for his she bang on fucking American Idol.
Who wouldn't want that voice?
It was a Christmas album too, might I add.
Oh, that's good.
William Hung's Christmas.
He hung the wreath and he hung the ornaments on the trees.
He sure hung something, all right.
I don't know where that joke leads, but
A dark alley.
I met Tom from Toonami. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, so did I.
Steve Bloom. This is pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Although I told him I liked it when he voiced Amon in Legend of Korra. So
Nice. Did he do a voice for you?
yeah, he actually. So he wrote in my little book. He wrote, "You have been cleansed." I think so. You've been purified. And
Nice.
Amon, and then he signed it in his name. Thank God.
Nice.
He didn't just leave it Amon.
Cool.
So he apparently, from what he told me, Steve Bloom really liked Amon was like one of his favorite characters to voice because
Oh, yeah.
he liked the idea of being an evil cult leader and just kind of voicing that guy and I guess being in that mindset.
Yeah.
So, because I guess it's fun to play evil people, you know.
Yeah. I told him my favorite role of his that isn't Spike Spiegel was the Spectacular Spider-Man, and he did his Green Goblin voice, and I lost it.
Did you?
It was like my favorite thing ever because his Green Goblin is awesome.
Did you cream?
A little bit. I had a little bit of a cleanup on aisle
A little
5.
bit of a Spider-Man thwip like.
Yeah. I was just like Spider-Man. Some goo fell out. It was pretty sticky too, just like webbing.
The way you worded that, some goof fell out. Like it's just like dribbling.
Oh no!
It wasn't.
I didn't realize how I said it, but you know what? Now that you've played it back to me, what an honest mistake.
No, it was from the heart, Ryan. It's like he wasn't
It came
ready
from
for
somewhere.
it, so his body produced what it could at the last second.
My brain works in mysterious ways. I don't even understand it myself.
No, trust me, I know. Some goof fell out.
So like,
That should be the
did
title
you guys
of the
like watch
episode.
a lot of? Oh, sorry. What'd you say?
That should be the title of the episode. Anyway,
Oh, good. What was kind of like? I know there was a lot of superhero like cartoons.
There was a lot.
Was there like? What were some that you really like to watch? Did you guys watch
what's
a
the
lot of them?
Ladybug one?
Lunatics Unleashed.
Oh, that's
Oh,
it.
the
Mine was a joke.
Mine was a joke too.
The first superhero movie, the first one actually, the show I watched was Powerpuff Girls. Actually, I was really big into that when I was little. I don't know.
I never watched Powerpuff Girls as a kid.
I got made fun of in school for it.
Nice.
I told someone I watched Powerpuff Girls. It was a girl I
Yeah.
told, and she said, "Ew," and then walked
And
away.
then she beat him up.
And she punched me.
I remember people kept telling me Powerpuff Girls is for girls, and I was like, no, that show is dope. And then my parents tried to convince me not to go to the Powerpuff Girls movie because they said it was for girls, and I literally told them, no, if I don't see this movie, I'm going to die. And then I went. And so I got to go see it.
I
and
would just
so
tell people Powerpuff Girls has hot girls in it. Like,
Does it?
They're children, Corey. Children.
the mayor's secretary. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You're right on that one.
God, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You're safe for now.
You almost made me throw up in my mouth.
All right, I put down the phone.
You're about to call 911.
Yeah, no, Powerpuff Girls was definitely one of my favorites too. Like that show
Oh yeah.
was so good. Like everything about it, with like the comedy and just the action, and I don't know, just it just had such a quality to it. I loved it. It was one of my favorites.
It was great too because after I outgrew Powerpuff Girls, I then watched it's Totally Spies actually.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
It's like
Oh,
I
no.
It's like I graduated
So
to
I feel like
that show.
I didn't watch Totally Spies, but I did
I
watch
never
Marvin
liked it.
Mystery.
oh my.
I
I
feel
did
like
like
those
Marvin
are in the
Mystery a
same
lot.
vein.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey man, no, you know what? I think I remember like getting Totally Spies always mixed up with this other show, which I'm gonna drop right here, right now, and you're probably gonna be like, "What? The Winx Club?"
I don't know that.
I do remember
I
that.
always
That
got-
totally like
I
something in me just like
you just
lit up.
awoke something
It
in
was-
Corey.
Something was dormant for years up until you said that.
Winx,
I remember the name. Don't remember what it looks like.
like, it was like something about like fairy girls or something like that. Like the anime, I don't know what it was, but the Winx Club like animated series and Totally Spies, I kind of always got mixed up until like
Oh god, this is
for a long time because they looked awful.
This is a lot more princessy than I thought.
It absolutely is, and
I'm
but, like,
ashamed.
Totally
I'm
Spies
ashamed. I
was-
gasped as loud as I did.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, the Winx Club was bad too. Like, Totally Spies looked cheap and felt cheap because it was just a Charlie's Angels ripoff. That's all it is, but for animation. But like, the Winx Club was like, that was like some frilly.
It's absolutely frilly.
It's like some. That's like getting excited about me saying, "Yo, My Little Pony," and you were like, like,
Please don't rub it in. I'm
He's almost
ashamed.
sensitive boy.
oh man.
I bruise like a banana. My ego is small.
I actually took like a deep dive back to my past once to rewatch like some cartoons and stuff like that from my past. One of them being the Batman animated
Yes.
series. I own the
Oh, hell
entire
yeah.
series.
Batman was,
That was, like-
the best.
That was like my favorite. I had like the VHS tapes of them where it had like certain characters and like it would like be like a focus on one character. I think I had pretty much the whole set except for a couple that I was like I think I was missing like one or two VHS tapes, so I almost had it all. But I like used to watch them to death, and it had like 2 episodes on the whole VHS tape. But it was literally like my favorite. That was like one of my favorite shows growing up. Every time I watched it on TV, it was like my favorite.
Oh yeah, all the DC stuff was just like
Top tier.
yeah, just the best, like the absolute
Oh, yeah.
best.
Yeah.
The Batman Beyond, Justice League, Static Shock,
Yeah.
Superman, like
Yep.
they had it all.
Also, Justice League Unlimited.
Yes,
That show was
show's
awesome,
incredible.
too.
It also
was really
for
fucking
some
good.
reason the like finale to Justice League Unlimited is the finale to Batman Beyond.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Oh whoa.
Batman Beyond was awesome too.
Batman Beyond is amazing.
Yeah, I have that whole series and I love it too. Like it's one of my favorites. That's a very underrated one, I think. in
It
my
still has
opinion.
like my favorite cartoon like theme song like opening bit. I think from like that era of cartoons.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really good. But like also Marvel had some pretty good ones too. Like they had the X-Men series from the 90s. There was the Spider-Man series from the 90s too.
Also
Which
classics.
I always enjoyed those.
I was
you know.
as a kid I was more into the DC cartoons.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I was definitely more into DC cartoons, but I mean the Marvel ones were pretty good too. I used to watch those on like Fox Kids.
I watched
It was
those,
the
yeah.
X-Men series.
I very distinctly
Spider-Man.
remember Spider-Man Unlimited, which was like their
Yeah.
shitty attempt at like a Blade Runner Batman Beyond kind of thing. I don't know if it came
Oh,
before
yeah.
or after. I'm actually gonna look that up.
I
But it's
think it
very
came
bad.
after. That was in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And the original one was from 94 to 98. But I do remember Spider-Man Unlimited.
Yeah, it premiered like the same year as Batman Beyond.
Oh, I remember that. I hardly remember the show, but it's bringing back some.
It was like just
Some
like
deep
Spider-Man goes to like he doesn't actually go to the future. He goes to like a planet and that planet is the future.
Yeah.
Just like a highly advanced planet. And it's just like weird and not as good as Batman Beyond.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Spider-Man Unlimited was pretty bad.
I remember more recently getting into Spectacular Spider-Man when I would catch it
Yeah.
on Disney. I think it was
Yeah,
Disney.
Spectacular Spider-Man was awesome. Yeah, I think it was no, it was on Fox.
Okay.
It was on like but then when I think Disney bought it or something. No. Sorry, you're correct. You're right.
Harry, yeah, rub
What?
it in. There. I was gonna say hell yeah, but it came out as Harry for some reason.
Oh.
You were like, hell yeah, like Harry, rub it in.
I
was like,
wanted to
what?
say hell yeah, I'm gonna rub it in. But I came out all wrong.
No, yeah, you're right. It was on Disney, and then and then Fox bought him back, and then they had to cancel the series. So Spectacular Spider-Man just got like hard ganked, and it was fucking awesome. That shit was great. So mad that they had to cancel it.
Rest in peace.
Because you can buy the whole series on Blu-ray, and if you manage to get it, absolutely do it. It's a really good show.
Mm-hmm.
Super, super underrated. I loved Spectacular Spider-Man.
Classic stuff.
Oh, you go ahead.
I was gonna totally go on a different tangent. So if you were gonna talk about Spider-Man,
No, I was gonna talk about the Tick.
okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll wait on mine.
Okay, because like it's weird that like the Tick is now on like Amazon and it's like a streamed show and it's like I think it's more mature, but like
Yeah.
the original Tick that I knew from the cartoon era was like this slapsticky fucking wacky comedy for kids.
I loved the Tick as a kid. I had like a single Tick comic book that I would read over and over again, where he gets like trapped
hell
in the
yeah.
stomach of like a guy that turns into Godzilla or something.
That is the most Tick shit I've ever heard in my life. And I loved his catchphrase, which was spoon. He would look into the camera and just go spoon, and that was it. It was really great. It was fantastic, and that was a good wacky zany like superhero comic book
And I loved
like show to watch.
this is like veering slightly off topic, so I'll be quick about it. But the original live action Tick show,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
not the Amazon one, but like the original one, I remember very distinctly enjoying that show a lot because it had his like best friend on the show was Batman, and he was just a Mexican Batman. And that was
Batman
it was
well.
very good.
Oh, that is really good. I'm glad I liked it. That was good.
That was it. That was my tangent.
I just found something, and I need to talk about
Okay.
this. There was a Tick show in 2001 on Fox starring Patrick Warburton.
Yeah, that is true.
What the fuck? I've never heard of this.
It was pretty interesting.
The picture is absolutely bizarre of Patrick Warburton in the Tick costume. It looks horrible. I love it. Like, I'm sending it in the group chat, but oh my god, this is wild.
This is Ryan. This is the one I was just talking about.
Oh, it is?
This is the one that had
Oh my
Batman
God. Oh my god. That's so insane. It looks... Patrick Warburton as the Tick. I didn't know I needed that in my life, but here it is. Holy Jesus.
The only thing they missed out in that show is not giving him nipples on the suit.
Yeah. What is this, Batman and Robin?
Oh hell yeah!
No, it's the
My
Tick.
favorite movie. It's the Tick.
It's the Tick.
So what were you going to say, Corey, before I talked about the Tick?
Yeah, Corey.
Holy Jesus, that kid is going ape shit.
Yeah. Little 4-year-old's upset.
Yep.
Hopefully next time we do an episode, I have a new apartment. Job.
We'll see.
House searching.
Ayo.
Oh yeah. I can't believe I've gone this far. I didn't mention Code Lyoko. That was
Oh.
like
Oh,
that was
yeah.
like my shit when I was a kid. I just loved that show. I ate it up. I love the concept of like they needed to go from their world to the
Like
computer
Sword Art
world.
Online.
Yeah, if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Oh my god.
And they I liked how the change in style too, how it went from 2D animation to 3D visuals.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I was all about it. And then they brought the girl from the game to the real world. Super good.
I remember the being kind of blown away by like the animation of like going between the 3D and 2D world kind of stuff.
That was back when that kind of stuff looked good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it now, it looks dated,
That's the
but
best
at the
they-
time
that's
you
the
were like,
best they could do.
whoa. I mean, yeah. I mean, for what it was, for a low budget TV show, It wasn't terrible,
No. It was pretty good.
but I remember enjoying
I
it.
think that was, if I'm not mistaken, that's an American cartoon made to look like a Japanese anime, right?
Code Lyoko.
I thought it was a French cartoon.
I think it's French.
Could be French. Yep.
It
I
was
just
like a
remember
French, one of
it-
those French anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Franime.
Yep, it was made in France.
Sacre bleu. Good stuff, yeah. One of my
Good
favorites.
stuff.
And then I remember after that, Cartoon Network had a whole span of like really awesome shows, like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
and oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
and
Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh.
oh yeah, that was actually one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a long period of time where I watched nothing but Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Damn.
Same here. That was like one of my go-to shows. Every time it was on, I had to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember watching the movie when it first dropped.
Yeah,
It was like the first episode, and I got really excited for it, and I like watched it, and I loved it, fell in love with it. And then when they made the series, I was all about that show. It was like I like remember very distinct episodes, like when Blue had to be deodorant. He was Dio, the deodorant.
got
Got
Bio.
Get Dio.
You know, things like that. It's like it's such a show that like stuck in your mind, and it was. I think it's still absolutely hilarious to this day. There's still so many funny jokes in that show.
Oh,
Totally.
hands down.
It's aged extremely well.
Aside, opposite of that one, a show that it's also visually well, but the jokes don't stick anymore, was Chowder.
Oh yeah.
I remember loving that show when I was a kid. I tried to be watching it, and I love visually how it looks, but oh my
The
god,
jokes.
the jokes are like. My dad walked into the room. He's like, "What are you watching that is so goddamn annoying?" And I was like, I know, it's Chowder.
I'm sorry,
Oh my
Dad.
God.
Well, he walked in at the one scene where he's like yelling "Burple Nurples" like
Oh,
20
God.
times.
Okay, wait,
So-
quick. Now that we're getting into Cartoon Network, what are your guys' favorite Cartoon Network cartoons? Like number one cartoon.
Jesus.
Like what's your favorite?
I think Ed, Edd n Eddy.
That's mine. Is Ed, Edd n Eddy?
Okay, it's
that-
it's a mix between it's a mix between Ed, Edd n Eddy and Foster's Home.
Okay. Mine is no doubt Ed, Edd n Eddy.
I used to watch a lot of Ed.
I wasn't allowed to watch it as a
A
kid.
lot.
But
really?
I would watch it, but my parents they did not like that show.
Oh, that's so sad.
You know
Pour
what?
one out for our homies.
I think I want to change my answer because I think Camp Lazlo actually might be my favorite.
Camp Lazlo is a classic.
Because while I loved Ed, Edd n Eddy while I was watching it, I remember for a solid 2 years, Camp Lazlo was like the only thing I really wanted to watch. Mm-hmm. And like it would change with each show. Like Foster's Home is how it worked with Foster's Home, and that's how. But I think Camp Lazlo was the one where I was like, "This is my show. I really want this."
I can see that being a Corey show.
I am absolutely torn because I think the one I used to watch the most and was absolutely one show I watched religiously was The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
That's a good one.
That's also an amazing
That
one.
was probably one of my favorite shows, and I used to laugh my ass off watching it. It was like one of my favorite comedy shows out there. Like I watched Billy and Mandy religiously. Like it was that and Foster's. Those were the two I absolutely had to watch 100%.
Also,
It took.
can I say real quick that it makes sense that Camp Lazlo is Corey's favorite show because I'm pretty sure Lazlo like canonically sleeps naked. Like I think
And
I
the
think that was a
creators-
thing. There was like an episode where he had to
Oh,
share a
man.
bed with someone and he was just naked.
That's fantastic.
Hold on.
And the funny thing is,
I gotta look
Camp
up.
Lazlo was made by the guy that did
Rocco's Modern Life.
whatchamacallit? Yeah, who
Yeah.
did the new special recently on Netflix,
Oh, yeah.
which is great.
I gotta look up Camp
So,
Lazlo.
Plug for that.
Naked.
Facts. No, they got his facts on his wiki.
Camp Lazlo naked right now. Let's go.
Oh God.
Do it, Corey.
I-
Do it.
I remember that show having a lot of really cool, really funny jokes. Like one of my favorites that always stuck out was the there's the volcano that was gonna blow up, and
Are we gonna
the two
die?
dung beetles, and Scoutmaster Slinkman is like, yes. but not today.
You know, it was a show I was surprised that lasted as long as it did.
What?
What?
My gym partner's a monkey.
That one was good.
I remember liking that
I
show,
like that
but I
show.
never really loved
I
it.
never,
I don't remember.
never really got into it.
I remember I really enjoyed it when, like, as a kid when I watched it. I do not remember much from it.
No,
I don't
absolutely
even
not.
remember liking it that much. But I just remember seeing the opening and just being like, okay, I guess it's time to turn the channel. And I would always change the channel at that point because I never, ever got into the show. But I don't know. But I guess, like, if we were talking, like, back in, like, the 90s, Dexter's Lab was definitely the one I would go to a lot.
Dexter's Lab is a classic.
That was definitely one of my favorites, was Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, and Ed, and Eddie. Those are, like, the top three when it comes to, like, 90s cartoons.
I can't find out any facts on Laszlo in this shallow search, but I'll figure it out. I'll get back to you guys.
Oh boy.
You know, I'm actually surprised that Ben 10 was as popular as it was, and, like, that show was actually really good.
I loved
Okay,
Ben 10 as a kid.
Yeah. I never, like, I think I was at the point where I was starting to get a little too old for Ben 10, so I was kind of falling out of watching that.
That show was
And
so good.
I remember people, like, there was, like, a hardcore dedicated Ben 10 fan base.
Oh.
And I was like, holy shit. And I didn't realize how deep the Ben 10 lore got and how huge that show was.
It does get,
Dude.
like, pretty
Dude,
expansive.
I remember
Yeah.
playing Ben 10 with my friends in elementary school. We would
Same.
just, like, run around and pretend like we all had our own Omnitrix.
We would make an Omnitrix
Oh,
out
wow.
of paper. Like a paper
Oh, hell yeah,
watch
dude.
thing.
Damn.
And we would slam it. I'd be like, now I have 4 arms, but just imagine there's 2 more under these ones.
I remember me and my friend in, like, elementary school, like in 5th grade or whatever, we would make our own Ben 10 monsters. Aliens, whatever.
Oh, your own OC?
Yeah, we would create fan fictions. No, but we would, like, draw. We would, like, you know, during, like, free time, we would, like, draw our own Ben 10 monsters, and, like,
Oh, hell yeah.
they were all really stupid, I'm sure. Because what 10-year-old is good at designing characters? The answer is none. And then they kept making Ben 10. I think they still make it. Like, are they still making Ben 10?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes, they
There's I want to say 5 different TV series of Ben 10.
Jeez.
Yes.
Some might say too many.
They got to make 10.
That's true. They got to make Ben 10.
That's the aim they got to go for.
I think there's one from, like,
Ben 10,
2016.
Ben 10 Alien Force, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, Ben 10 Omniverse, and then now the most present one, Ben 10
2016.
Ben 10. I guess Ben 10 2016. Yeah.
Apparently it's garbage because it's got low ratings.
It looks like Teen Titans Go itself.
It looks like crap.
It looks like
Yeah.
Teen Titans Go itself.
Yeah, but that's like
just like what
everything
they
on
did
Cartoon
to-
Network now is either Teen Titans Go or Adventure Time. Like, those two
Yeah.
schools of direction
I mean,
for animation.
If it works, I forgot there was a movie.
The live
Ben
action
10
movie.
like a live action movie. Yeah.
Oh my god. That was a thing?
Yep. That was a thing.
Oh my god.
I like how Ben 10 cycled through like 4 different art styles too.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It's like
Although
pretty different every time.
It is, very. It's almost like Scooby Doo. Every like 5 years gets a new like animated version. Looks crazy. I remember being most upset when after like season 1 of American Dragon, they changed the animation style, and I stopped watching the show.
American Dragon Jake Long?
Yeah, I remember
Oh,
after
man.
like the first
Yeah, I
season,
remember that.
they changed the art style to something like thicker lined and more cartoony, and I was so
Yeah.
upset I stopped watching.
Damn,
I
that's
know a
so
lot
sad.
of people stopped watching after they changed the art style, because I remember not liking it either.
Sad times.
I never really
Yeah.
got into that show as a kid. I think my brother really liked it, but I never watched it.
I like the concept. I thought it was really cool, but it falls under the like my Achilles heel being like the chosen one thing is a trope I really like.
That Corey life.
Yeah, that Corey life. So it also falls under the whole Jake Long amputates his whole body to be
To turn into a dragon.
a dragon.
Is that how that works?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Is that choriitis though? Because that's where you amputate yourself to and stuff like that. You cut off a piece of yourself.
Self-amputation.
Corey will love you.
Choriitis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've discussed about it in past episodes. If you don't know it,
I think probably. Yeah.
I believe it.
I think there's the running idea of people have to guess what an insert name character here
Yeah.
is.
I feel like it's a very messy, like when it comes to Corey.
If you can, okay, so here's the thing, fans listening. If you can dissect what a Harry character is, what a Ryan character is, and what a Corey character is, you get the secret. You get a secret.
The secret prize.
You get the secret prize.
Who knows what it is?
This
Yep.
is your call to action, fans.
all right. Let the Reddit subreddit
Yep,
go.
our subreddit. That's definitely a thing.
Yep. The
Can
oh
you
baby
make-
subreddit.
Can you
r
make your
slash-
own subreddit?
I don't know. I don't know anything about
I have
Reddit. I
no
don't
idea.
use Reddit.
I'm gonna
Same
look into
here.
it. I'm gonna look into it because I use Reddit frequently enough, but I'm just a lurker. I don't actually post anything.
Oh, there you go. Well, if you post something about our show on Reddit, we're gonna blow up.
Oh, yeah,
There you
that's
go.
how it works.
Yep.
Yeah, no one's gonna look
It's
at it and say
some-
this is terrible. And
And then we get doxxed.
And then we get destroyed by Reddit.
No.
Oh yeah, and then we get doxxed.
no, I don't think Reddit doesn't do that. 4chan does that.
Nah, Reddit does that too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Reddit got Keemstar doxxed.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
We're the
so,
next
there you
Keemstar.
go.
The prophecy
I don't know
must be
about that one.
fulfilled.
Can we? I want to nominate Ryan to be the next Keemstar specifically.
Oh no. Let's get right into the news.
Wow, Ryan, you jumped into that easy and quick. Like,
Yeah, see, I am
It was meant
Keemstar.
to
That's
be.
why
if you've been practicing,
we're from the same area from Keemstar, so you know I live where he lives.
and you got like the same facial hair shape usually.
I mean, I don't want to be compared to Keemstar.
It's
I
too
wanted
late,
to
Ryan.
see
You're the
myself as-
Keemstar of our podcast now.
Fuck, and it doesn't help that I live in Buffalo like he does.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Damn, dude.
Ah,
And
damn
you,
it.
Ryan, and you have a radio show about like topical news.
Shit. And I work in the news in real life.
There you go,
Fuck, I am right into the news.
Ryan.
I am Keemstar. Shit.
Damn, that's so
How does-
sad.
We've opened up a dark dimension in my life. This is the dark chapter of Ryan Koller's existence. Is this the Civil War?
This
is
is
Ryan-
just
this is
the
Ryan's-
trials and tribulation part of your hero's journey.
Yeah, you're at the innermost. You're at the innermost cave, Ryan.
This is where the character hits rock bottom before he rises up and becomes the hero.
Honestly, I'm pretty glad Harry brought up the hero's journey and not me,
That's because I had to jump on it. I had to do it before you did.
because you knew I was going for it.
Did you guys watch a lot of like Disney cartoons, like the Disney Sunday after, like not Sunday, but like this Disney afternoon stuff, like Tailspin or like DuckTales?
Yeah,
or any of that
I
kind of
watched
stuff?
those.
Oh, yeah.
I was, like I said, Kids WB was my gospel. So I didn't go like,
Yeah, same.
you know, I watched all the other cartoons because I was a kid in, you know, the late 90s, early 2000s. So I just consumed
Yeah.
cartoons.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I feel
it's-
like if you didn't do that, you were just a
yeah,
heathen.
no, you didn't exist if you didn't watch cartoons.
You absolutely didn't, because maybe they weren't
That's
born
the
yet.
true qualifier for a human being.
I mean, yeah. Every day at recess, you know, playing Shaolin Showdown. It was either you knew what was going on or you were like not a friend of mine.
You had to be caught up on the canon
Yeah, you had to know what was happening with
with Jack Spicer.
I can't. Yeah, thank you. It's going down with Jack Spicer, and then everyone's favorite little yellow boy, which in hindsight might be. I don't know. Is that culturally
It's
insensitive?
racist.
Okay. It is.
It's
okay.
just racist.
I'm glad that okay. It was racist. He also had a very racist accent. Forgot about that.
I mean, if you really think about it, it absolutely was.
Although on the flip side of that, it took me until until I think it was sophomore year of college to realize Grimm had a Jamaican accent.
Yes, he did.
Yes,
And
he did.
that was a good implementation of that. But I don't know. It just fit the character so well. I never thought about it until like sophomore year of college. I was like, oh, he had a Jamaican accent. That's like not normal.
Yeah.
It fit his character though. He was like this unnaturally positive reaper. It's just a happy-go-lucky kind of skeleton.
I love Billy and Mandy.
Yeah, same.
I love Grimm. So once in a while on YouTube, I'll get suggested like a scene from Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. The more I watch it, the more I love it, because like Grimm's like, "Hello, wife, how you doing?" And then she, just is a beast in the middle of the kitchen and just screams.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Wait, this is a dream." And he wakes up, and it's like, I don't know what that was, but it was great.
Like, this is definitely Billy and Mandy.
That show did not care about
Anything.
I feel like no, yeah. That show kind of just like, what's Billy gonna yell? And I figured they just like write whatever random shit they wanted down. And then we're like, we'll change it later, and then they never change it.
Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly.
That's a class. I do remember though when that show was before it was the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. It was, what was the 2-part show?
Grim
Where it
and
was,
Evil. It was
Grim and Evil.
Yeah, it was Grim Reaper and Evil Con Carne.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm glad Grim took off. But Evil Con Carne kind of just
Did not.
fell into oblivion.
They came. They were like in, like the Billy and Mandy cinematic universe.
They were.
Oh yeah, they were.
Oh,
Remember the one quote I will never forget though from Billy and Mandy would be "Has Delgado."
I was
Yes.
about to bring him up.
His-
Has Delgado.
He just said, "Let me tell you something about stepping in someone else's cornflakes. It's a really weird way to eat cornflakes." I don't know why I remember that, but that was like my favorite line of his.
Hostile Gato. Yeah, I loved. He was probably one of my favorite characters of that whole show. That, and it took me a year to realize his name was Hostile Cat.
Yep. He was just Dog the Bounty Hunter. That was it.
It's beautiful. That show had a lot of innuendos too. That kind of just like went under the radar until you watch it again.
Yeah. The classic brain song is another one of my favorites, where like the whole town is all their brains are being taken away by like this giant brain monster. And he does like the brain song. That's like one of my favorites from the show. I don't know why. I mean, I'm surprised that they got away with what they did sometimes in that show.
That's like it's weird
like,
too. Yeah, it's like a very visceral kind of idea.
Yeah.
As everyone's brains are getting
like,
removed.
Right, but then like Billy and Mandy can do that, but then Invader Zim gets canceled because they were like talking about harvesting organs in like an episode. And that's
I don't know what it was. Billy and Mandy, I was okay with that, but for some reason I was uncomfortable with that episode of Invader Zim.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Man.
The Billy and Mandy, I guess it was cartoony enough where it wasn't real, but Invader Zim was already kind of gray and low saturated. I guess it just felt creepier because of the way they presented it. I do remember being uncomfortable. But
oh man,
I mean, shows have done worse. So
oh yeah,
I was just gonna say, I think that's more on brand for Cartoon Network, whereas Invader Zim was on Nickelodeon. I think it's like just like thinking about the two, like Billy and Mandy, it feels like that kind of weird humor feels natural for mid 2000s Cartoon Network, whereas like there's nothing else like Invader Zim on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, because at the time, like their big shows was like SpongeBob. And that's definitely on point for like Nickelodeon for sure.
So many cartoons.
Yeah, there's a lot.
You know what's an amazing cartoon?
What?
The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack.
Oh, I loved that show.
I love it. That was like a hidden gem.
Yeah, that show kind of came and then was canceled after
Came
two
and went.
seasons. Yeah.
But it was
Hi,
was it
Candy
incredible.
Wife. I love you, Candy Wife.
I've never seen that show.
It's so funny.
You know what it looks like, though, right? Do you,
Do you?
Ryan?
Chowder.
Do you know what Flapjack looks like, though?
It looks like chowder.
I guess I can see where you get that
Sorta,
from, with the,
yeah.
like,
I
kind
don't
of,
know.
like, real-ish textures.
The way it I don't know, the way that the show presented itself, I just thought it was Chowder Part 2.
I could see where
So
you
that's
get
why I
that.
never watched it.
It's so
'cause I thought it was just-
tonally,
I
it's
thought it
so
was that.
different, though.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Because that's more of that
So-
weird, dark humor in, like, cartoons.
Yeah. All I know about in Flapjack is the joke where the guy's like, you're not fooling me, and the dog, like, does the flip.
I love
stuff like that.
that is really good.
And then he makes the face.
I think my
do you
favorite...
remember how in SpongeBob does the, like, hyper realistic close-ups?
the hyper detailed, like, close-up reaction thing?
Yes.
That was a staple of Flapjack.
Flapjack.
Oh, yes.
Flapjack did that too,
But it did
with,
it, like, worse.
clay and with like real photography and textures that wasn't like 2D animated. It was really crazy.
I kind of now wish I really watched this show.
Please watch Flapjack.
I might do it. I'll probably end up watching Flapjack just in its entirety and just see what it's like, because it doesn't look bad.
No,
I mean, it looks
it's
really
so
funny.
I think my favorite episode of Flapjack is the Christmas special because it's so weird. It's in like Flapjack universe. So they live on this giant like dock, like it's an island that's just docks. And during Christmas, everyone hangs like a stocking off the side of the dock, and the water rises up. And when the water goes back down, there's a present in the stocking. If
my
you've
God.
been good, if you've been
Yes.
bad, then mermaids come up on the land and throw you in a sack and start beating the shit out of you. And it's like
God,
an
what the
episode of
fuck?
like Captain Knuckles is like he's been bad. So like the mermaids are coming for him and he's like trying to hide. And it's like it's so weird. That show's so weird.
What the fuck?
I remember every time. So there's a candy shop, and this whole show's bit is that instead of like drinking alcohol or anything, the sailors all eat candy, and the candy bar owner has a candy wife, and it's like an inside. It's like you never know if she's actually alive or not. Every episode you see her, and she's this hyper realistic claymation of like a candy person. She never talks. And the talky, chatty candy bar man is always talking to her and talking about how much he loves his wife. And there's an episode I think there's an episode she gets kidnapped, and they have to save her or something. Really creepy.
Oh, good.
Terrible.
I actually now you've. I'm not gonna lie, Corey. I know you wanted me to catch up on Steven Universe. I think this is gonna have. I think Steven Universe is going on the back burner.
Flapjack.
I think I'm
for
okay with that.
Flapjack is
I think I'm
absolutely
okay with
worth it.
I'm
Steven
totally
Universe
gonna
is
do
only
it.
Steven Universe. I'm excited about the next season because I think the end of the 4th season and the movie wrapped up really well, and I was unsure where they were gonna go with it, but the intro to the new season looks really promising. So that's the only reason why I'm excited for it. Like,
I really do want to catch up with it because I found out that the episode that I thought I was on, I had already seen it now 3 times, and I'm like, okay, now I remember this because it was the one where Pearl and whatever
Mama.
the green one is.
the
Who's the green gem girl?
Peridot.
Yeah, Peridot. They build like the robots together, and they have the robot fight.
Oh yeah, the mech episode.
Yeah, the mech episode. I've seen that episode 3 times now because I started watching it and going, oh, I already saw this.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll watch it again. But I was like, wait a minute, this is my 3rd time watching this. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, that's like the
And then
part
I,
of the
turned it
season
off.
where they finally start like going to the cluster and doing all that.
Yeah,
And
because
then-
it's like all set up for the cluster.
And then season 3 is tough to get through, and then season 4 is pretty better, and then the season finale for that is really good.
Yeah. I think, let's be honest, Cartoon Network was like undisputed one of the best when it came to
Cartoon
its
Network
cartoons.
is the best.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
between like the big 3, like Disney, Nickelodeon, and Cartoon Network, Cartoon Network's the best one.
I think
agree.
the only thing I watched on Nickelodeon was SpongeBob.
Yeah,
I think
SpongeBob
it was
is
it.
like perfection,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah,
Cartoon Network
absolutely.
is consistently better.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I used to flip between Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network
Mm-hmm.
often. Like, I really didn't watch a lot of Disney.
I didn't
think
watch a lot of Disney either.
because they focus on like their live action sitcoms, which I never ever really got into.
I just watched Zach and Cody.
I just watched
Oh,
Zach and
neat.
Cody and even Steven's.
Sweet Life
on
of Zach and
Two.
Cody.
Like Nickelodeon, like they had like the Fairly Odd Parents.
Nickelodeon had iCarly, and I liked iCarly, but that's not a
And Drake and
Right.
Josh.
Did have
Drake and
Joji.
Josh, yeah. Amanda Show, all that. That's all the shows I used to like.
Nickelodeon did live action well. I guess it's just
I think they did it better
Remember
than
when
Disney,
Cartoon Network
for
did
sure.
live action?
Oh God, yeah.
What-
They did like
what was the one movie?
what was it? It was like
Something about the kid's brain, and he got an animator's brain put into his head.
He got like
because he
a
banged
brain
his head really
amputation. And I had it like swapped with Walt Disney.
hard. and it worked. And it turns out he's schizophrenic now.
oh. I remember when Cartoon Network was going through that phase of doing reality shows, and Andrew WK was the face of it,
God.
and he did the show Destroy, Build, Destroy, and I was like,
I hated that
oh,
show
I
so
fucking
much.
hated it too, and it was 4 seasons. It went from 2009 to 2011. Could not believe that show existed for as long as it did.
Here was my experience with Destroy, Build, Destroy. Okay, I went into it, and they're like, Destroy, Build, Destroy, where we test if things will like get destroyed or if they won't. So I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds cool. And then the first thing they hit me with is we built a tunnel that's 10 feet of bubbles. Will it stop the skateboarder from skating through it? And Jesus Christ. And of course it doesn't, because it's bubbles. But they show you in slow motion, and I was very disappointed.
Yeah, that
I
show
flipped
is
over back to Cartoon Network. I flipped over back to SpongeBob, probably.
or Fairly Odd Parents for
Oh,
me.
I waited. I did watch Fairly Odd Parents. I watched a fair amount of Fairly Odd Parents.
I watched a lot of Fairly Odd Parents. I was big on that show.
I went as far as when they even had the kid after the movie. They had Poof.
Oh, that's when I stopped watching it.
I stopped watching it as soon as they introduced that other girl.
Oh, so you even survived through the dog and Poof?
You know, I didn't survive through the dog. I don't remember the
Okay,
dog.
I was gonna
so
say,
I definitely
because-
didn't survive through that.
Because I was gonna say there was Poof, and then they have the dog, and then now they have this girl.
Bad times.
It's not good. Because I quit when Cosmo was giving birth to Poof. I said, okay, I'm kind of done with
Oh,
this
that was
show.
great. Yeah.
And Craig.
Oh my God, how have I not talked about Danny Phantom?
I don't know. How
Oh,
have you?
fuck.
Danny
There you
Phantom
go.
was a show I went as Danny Phantom for Halloween one year. That's how much I like this show. That was sick. It was a kid who had ghost powers, and he's like, I could fly through walls. What was it? I could walk through walls, disappear, and fly. He's much more unique than the other guys. It was
Damn,
then
he
that
did
he
it.
knew what he had to do. He had to stop all the ghosts that was coming through. He's here to fight for me and you. He's gonna catch them all because he's Danny. Because he's Ash Ketchum.
He's just gonna keep going.
I was really proud that I memorized that in elementary school.
I remember in Anime Club when they decided there was somebody that nominated Danny Phantom, and to sell the show, they just did the Danny Phantom opening rap in front of the whole crowd of people, and everyone just voted for Danny Phantom just because she did the whole opening theme perfectly, and it was like really good, and everyone was like, "All right, she won."
Yeah, it starts with
There's no-
Danny Phantom.
no
He was
debate.
just 14, and his parents
Yep.
built a very strange machine. It was designed to view a world unseen. I'm not gonna keep going. I'm not gonna keep going.
Just do it every
Oh,
time.
Dang it.
Yeah.
For Nickelodeon,
was a good
I think
action
my
show.
favorite show before SpongeBob. That was a good action show. Wild Thornberrys though was probably one of my favorites.
I
I loved Wild Thornberries.
hated
Hey
that
Arnold,
show.
and Rugrats.
Okay,
What shows?
I hated Thornberries because it looked ugly.
I love the Wild
Also-
Thornberries.
Yeah,
I also
loved
specifically
that
hated
show.
Rocket Power because I thought it
I
looked
love
ugly.
Rocket Power too.
I loved Rocket Power as well. I got really into Rocket Power. Wild Thornberries I liked because I loved the Crocodile Hunter, and I was huge on Steve Irwin and Animal Planet. So Wild Thornberries was like one of my absolute go-tos. and I couldn't wait for the movie to come out in theaters, and I like lost my shit when it came out.
And you
I
wanted to
remember,
talk to animals, right?
The hype for it was real.
I remember going to see like the all the Wild Thornberry movies, the Rugrats crossover with Wild Thornberry's movies.
Oh,
And it had like the scratch and sniff, like 4D, like smells.
I went to that.
Jesus Christ.
I did that with my family. We went to the theater with the smell-o-vision.
I remember my parents hated it. They were like, "Well, I'm so glad we got to see that." And my parents, like, I could tell they didn't like it. But I was like, "You just don't get it. This was like the hypest crossover of the century." And now looking back, it's not good.
Oh my god.
But the Rugrats movies were always really good. Like, I liked the Rugrats movie and Rugrats in Paris.
I remember seeing a tweet earlier today, actually, and it was like, "How old are you?" And the answer is, "I used to watch Rugrats. I watched the Rugrats movie on an orange VHS tape."
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
That's how old I am.
Dude, that was legendary. That orange VHS tape is
Legendary.
Legendary. The first video game I ever owned was a Rugrats video game for the PS2.
I had the Rugrats Go to Paris game for the N64. I still have it.
Oh, God. Dear Lord.
You should play it. Like, should do a review.
Yeah, we should do a Let's Play.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it for the Oh Baby Twitch
It's
Let's
time.
Play.
That's our next show. I'm proud to formally announce the next WoW Factory show. We do a Let's Play of Rugrats in Paris.
Oh my
for the
God.
N64.
Eric,
I think I would die.
Eric, can I talk to you after the show?
We need to talk.
It's time to make some important decisions behind the scenes.
We need to make some, I don't want to say cuts. Your position's been terminated.
Fuck. I had too much power. I flew too close to the sun.
Oh no!
That's what you get.
This is... Dude, Corey's the captain now.
I was always the captain. It's not like I'm the
fuck.
captain now. You may have felt like you had power, but I was only allowing you to feel like you had power.
We are all just pawns in Corey's plan.
The power of the Black Panther shall be stripped away. Fucking Corey just goes,
Oh my God.
yeet.
Yeet, delete, and repeat. Yeah, you're next, Ryan. You better be careful.
And yeah, I gotta watch my P's and Q's.
Ryan,
man.
whatever you do, don't announce a Rugrats Let's Play.
Don't worry, I'll do a Hey Arnold the movie Let's Play.
Oh, God.
A Let's Play
Hey,
of
Arnold,
a movie.
the movie. Yeah.
Yup.
Wait.
Hey Arnold the movie the game Let's Play. There you go.
God. So I think we talked for a solid hour about cartoons. I think we got everything, right?
Perhaps.
I don't know, yeah. But we didn't talk about Cat Dog.
We didn't talk about... I feel like we
we-
barely touched on Nicktoons.
Yeah, we
You're
didn't
right.
even barely touch about Nickelodeon cartoons from like the 90s and
Yeah, we kind
2000s.
of geeked out about Cartoon Network a lot, and then WB Kids.
I really love
because
that.
those were like the top tier. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Those are like the golden poster
were-
boys of cartoons.
There were so many good Nicktoons, though.
there
There were
yeah.
a lot. Like you had Rocco's, Doug, Ren and Stimpy, Cat Dog.
Oh my God, yeah.
Our Real Monsters, Wild
Was
Thornberries,
Pink-
Angry
was that-
Beavers.
Pinky the Brain, was that Nicktoons?
No, that was Cartoon
Was that
Network.
okay? Never mind.
And that was also, I think that was like Kids WB as well, because that was one of the Animaniacs big ones, and Animaniacs was Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, no, I mean Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Invader Zim. There's so many good shows on Nickelodeon. I would say.
Mm.
They
I
had
forgot
quite
about
the
Cat
spread.
Dog.
Yeah, Cat Dog. I remember my grandma told me that this show was stupid because she didn't understand. I'm like, and then she's like, I don't. She would like smoke a cigarette and go, I really don't understand these cat dog thing. Like, it's a cat and a dog, and I'm like, did you not listen to the opening, Grandma?
The really catchy opening.
I'm like, yeah, it says it all in
Cat
the
dog.
beginning. She's like, was it
Cat
like a
dog.
science experiment or something? Where did they poop? And then I literally told my grandma to stop.
Grandma, stop! You're ruining the illusion.
I mean, that was always the big question. How does cat dog take a dump?
There's probably like a hole in the center somewhere.
Is that
their
a
stomach.
hidden hole?
What a fucking bizarre, like, character design and show. One half dog, the other half cat.
It's iconic.
Like, it is. It really is.
I remember the movie. Was
there a cat dog movie?
there was a cat dog?
There
movie.
was.
If
It's
not a
where they
movie,
go to
it was like
find
a
their
TV
mom.
special. Yep.
I don't think I remember this.
It's a classic.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right. Cat Dog and the Great Parent Mystery was the name
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
I remember this! Oh, wait a minute. I do remember this because the mom was like a weird green monster.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a weird movie. It was a cat dog movie.
It sure was. And they had like they had Winslow, the rat,
Yeah.
that lived with them.
Yeah, he had the corduroy pants.
Mm-hmm.
Just cause.
He was like the Corey of their crew.
Winslow was just Corey.
Can I have an explanation?
I don't know. I just feel it in my bones.
Okay. He's just there and he's like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
Yeah, exactly. He just pops out and dispenses advice and then goes back in his hole.
I'm not trying to tell people how to live their lives, but you shouldn't.
I really hate that the first thing I did was when I looked up the Cat Dog movie, one of the recommended things that I was told to watch was Matt Pat's Film Theory, The Secret of Fusing a Cat and Dog.
Good
And
stuff.
it's like, the video literally says, let's make a cat dog. And I'm like, no, let's
Let's
what
not.
kind of film theory are you talking there?
That's some centipede shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Some human centipede shit.
that's some dark things there.
Yeah.
Except going ass to mouth, it's like they
God.
just remove both asses and then just shove them together.
Oh God. I don't like it.
It's
I don't like
it's
it.
ass to ass.
That's bad.
Happy Halloween, everybody. There's your nightmare for the next 20 years.
Thank you.
What's wrong, Corey?
So Nickelodeon shows that I liked. Nicktoons specifically. I remember Doug.
Doug's a classic.
Specifically, I remember Quail Man.
Yeah. I remember the Beats, which was the band that they used to love.
Oh yeah.
It was like their favorite band was the Beats.
I liked how Doug's name was normal, but then you had like Patty Mayonnaise, and then
BB, Roger,
P. Roger,
Skeeter.
Skeeter. Oh,
Damn, imagine being named Skeeter.
I know, right?
you came out, and your parents were like, ugh,
Skeeter.
Skeeter. Sounds like a stain in someone's pants.
Yeah. And then like Doug was on Disney as well, so it was like a Nickelodeon show and a Disney show.
Was it on
Huh.
Disney?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
it was. There was a time where Doug was on Disney, and then also when the Doug first movie came out, it was Disney that made the movie.
Mm. I didn't even.
It was a Disney
didn't
film.
Oh my
remember
god,
that.
I forgot about the Doug movie.
Yep. The Doug. I think Doug went on Disney back in like the late '90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
But it was not as good as the Nickelodeon run. The Nickelodeon run of Doug was like way
The
better.
OG.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just flashed a Nickelodeon show from my childhood that I hated,
Okay.
and I'm trying to remember the name of it right now. It was called
What was it about?
something about a girl named Ginger. And
As told by Ginger.
As Told by Ginger.
I remember that.
I
show.
didn't like the show because I thought it was ugly, but I do
didn't
remember
watch
that show a lot.
I never got into As Told by Ginger.
If you ever want to watch
I
a
know
show
my
that
sister liked
features
it.
big cartoon heads and then small
The characters,
eyes
they look-
with like
Okay, wait. I wanna look something up.
the characters kind of look high all the time.
They're weird. Like I don't know. Yeah, the design of the characters was weird because their lips hung really low.
Yeah,
Like it would be like on their chin. The lips would be on their chins.
I'm like just thinking about it. The characters. Okay, so these are two shows I've never actually seen. but the characters in Ginger look exactly like the characters in the what's it called? The Netflix show about like masturbating or whatever.
Oh, Big Mouth.
Oh,
Yeah.
Big Mouth. Oh,
Like
God,
they have the same kind of character design.
butt ugly design.
They do, actually, yeah.
I just looked it up because I wondered if it was the same people, but it's not.
It was inspired by.
Perhaps.
There, there was like one episode of As Told by Ginger. I remember it was like when one of like Ginger's friends like dressed up as a seal and did a song, and it was really awful. And I remember just hating my life, and I turned off the show.
Hold on. As soon as you said that, I found this iPhone wallpaper. Is this what you're talking about?
Yes, that is exactly it.
That's
that
awful.
is exactly it. It was, and she just couldn't sing, and it was terrible. And then there's also the episode where they wear makeup, and it looks horrifying. There it is.
I love how
Yeah,
we're just like
it
sending
just-
each other pictures on our audio podcast.
Yeah,
No, yeah, that's great.
sorry. For all the people, look up the episode of where Ginger and her friends wear
It is
makeup.
horrifying.
And then if not that,
Or don't. Or
There's-
just don't ever watch this show.
This is also
just
an
don't watch
option.
As Told by Ginger. I don't know.
Yeah.
But also,
If you're a big fan of As Told by Ginger, we're sorry. I'm sorry.
you know what I feel like
But
is a Corey ass like Nicktoon?
Oh, God.
The Chalk Zone.
Oh, hell,
Oh my
actually, yeah.
God.
That was hella Corey show.
I feel like
Shit.
Rudy's got the chalk.
Rudy to
Rudy's
Booty.
He's got the
Chalk.
chalk.
Oh, God, I remember that show. I did used to watch that show a lot.
I believe it. It feels like a very Corey show.
I used to
There's-
watch that also.
There's once you get the niche ideas, like you quickly start realizing what like a Corey show is.
I really liked it because I liked the concept of like the magic chalk that opens up a portal to a chalk world.
It's
It
like
was
you
really
can't
cool.
explain it, but as soon as you see it, you're like, "That's Corey." You just feel it.
That is it.
What makes Chalk Zone a Corey show different than American Dragon? As
You just have to get a
Oh,
feel
man.
for it.
it's a
Yeah.
gut feeling. Yeah.
And then
It's funny. I was getting ready to deny you completely, but when you said Chalk Zone, I was like, yeah, actually, he's right.
yeah. Oh shit,
You think-
He's
all
very
right.
Harry,
right.
you know.
You were ready
Corey's
for me to
super
say
well.
like fanboy and chum chum.
Oh my god.
I
What
was
the fuck?
such a bad show.
Oh god, that show was awful. Oh god.
You know what show wasn't though?
What
Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, Jimmy
Boy
Neutron's
Genius.
classic.
Dude, I loved the Jimmy Neutron movie when that came out, and then when the show came out, I was all about it.
Dude, I waited. I remember asking my parents if I could stay up late. I think it was staying up late to watch the movie.
Oh
the
hell yeah.
special with the pants.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour was the fucking craziest crossover ever.
Yeah.
And it was, dude, I was all about that.
That's a classic where they do the 2D 3D crossover, like they swap them.
Yeah. Jimmy looked better in Fairly Odd Parents, and Timmy looked like trash. He was so awful. And I
Yeah.
remember going, "Oh, I thought Timmy was an ugly design to be good." Like, he looks fine for like Butch Hartman's design, but when he was put into that 3D world, it was horrible to look at.
Here's the problem. They didn't give him shoes because
Yeah.
he just doesn't wear shoes in the TV show.
Yep.
And then at the same time, his like silhouette doesn't match any silhouette of any of the characters
No.
in Jimmy Neutron. So
And-
when they just turn him over, it did not work at all.
And it baffles me that Cindy was like, "Oh, what a hot piece of ass that is." I never will forget that, where Cindy crushes on Timmy. And I'm like, dude, this kid looks butt ugly. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yo, you know what's like kind of wild though?
What?
Jimmy Neutron's only 3 seasons long.
Yeah.
It only
it's-
ran for like 4 years. I
Yeah.
feel like it was a lot longer than that in my memory.
Well, they had the movie came out a couple years before the show, I think, or at least a year before the show.
Yeah,
So maybe it feels like a year longer.
but it's just weird. I don't know. I guess I just
is,
remember
yeah.
watching it for so long, but I guess it was all reruns. Or maybe it's just because I was a child, so my perception of time was different.
That's true.
It's all extended because it was your childhood years.
My favorite character had to be Bulby.
The fucking slap, clap, clap. Bulby.
My name is Bulby. He was such a weird fucking kid, and he would just ride around the wagon doing the slap, 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 clap, clap, clap. It was weird.
I feel like
funny.
that might also that character also touches on cultural insensitivity. But
Oh, absolutely it does.
I feel like,
He was the foreign exchange student that was mockingly weird.
I think Bulby is quintessential Ryan character.
Oh, absolutely. Holy Jesus, you're right.
I feel like you really liked Cheese from the Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
No, Cheese was annoying.
No, Cheese is very Bulby-like for me.
No, I think Bulby had like
Bulby had a certain
like something charm.
Bulby had
He did.
Bulby had dimension that Cheese never could have.
Bulby wasn't annoying. He was just weird and really funny. But like, yeah, no, like Cheese was just obnoxious, and I was like, yeah, I can understand why everybody didn't like Cheese.
Everyone except Corey. Corey loved him.
I like Cheese a lot.
I knew it.
Cheese was a good was like a fine character, but he was just annoying.
He wanted bunnies. He wanted bunnies on the
There
race
was-
car.
There was some episode like when there was episodes of Cheese, it was always pretty funny, but like I never gravitated to that character too much.
I have a very fond memory of watching one episode of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends with my dad. And it was the episode where Mac and who's the girl with the colorful shirt, and she's the one who made Cheese.
I don't
Can't remember her name.
Yeah,
Goo?
it was
Was
like
it
a
Goo?
girl. I think so.
I think it was Goo. She called
Perhaps.
herself.
Yeah,
But
it was
they-
like a girl. But
They went to Mac's house. They thought it was haunted, and they had a seance. I remember
yes, I
watching.
remember
that,
that episode.
Remember watching this with my dad, and they're going like having this thing, and a ghost appeared, and they're like, "Ooh, like, oh, speak to us. What do you want?" And then Cheese says, "I like cereal," and you realize it's him. Well, my dad and I like simultaneously spit our food out at the same time because the show's pacing and delivery of that joke was really good. And I remember just like my dad and I had a great time watching that episode together. Always stuck out.
Nice.
So if Mom decided to listen to the show against my wishes, and Dad is listening to the show, thank you. I love you both.
Thanks, Dad. And Mom, thank you again for sponsoring.
Thanks for sponsoring the show.
Very good.
V good.
I think just one
Yeah.
more show I really want to bring
Okay.
up, if that's okay.
Not okay.
Kim Possible.
Kim Possible.
I did not watch Kim Possible.
No,
I did watch Kim Possible.
Oh, okay. Thank God, at least one of you did. Okay, I got scared because when Harry said no, I was like, oh God, am I the only one that loved Kim Possible?
I liked Kim Possible a lot.
Oh, that show was awesome. It was absolutely one of my favorites. Like, I used to watch that and both of the films. The TV movies, I remember specifically, I came home from the school dance and said, I have to see this, and if I miss this, I'm going to scream. And I didn't, and I watched it, and I lost my mind. And it was the final episode when Kim and Ron got together at the school dance. And
When they smooched?
I was like,
Jiggy with it.
oh, yeah.
Well, that's
and
not-
and Jesse McCartney started playing, and I was like, oh, yeah.
But that's not the last episode, because I think there's another season after that where they're
was one more
officially a
season.
couple. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there was one season, and it was when they were officially a couple,
Yeah.
and then it ended. But that movie was like unforgettable. I remember loving it, and John DiMaggio as Dr. Draken is like forever for me.
As very
and
good.
Shigo is
Shigo.
just big dick energy.
Absolutely. And then there's Naked Mole Rats
The Naked Mole Rat,
and Nachos.
Rufus, Nacho Libre was there.
Nacho
no,
Libre.
no, Nacho Libre.
No, yeah, you're right. No, you're
Mooch-
right. Nacho Libre.
Whatever their fucking
Jack
nacho
Black shows
place
up in an episode. I don't know what you're talking about. Ryan, you're right.
I almost went Mucho Lucha, but then I was like, wait, that's a TV show.
It's a completely
God,
different
what
TV show.
Yeah, I forgot what the name of their favorite taco place was. It's like blowing me away, and I feel like I need to know.
I can't help you.
I remember they used to say. No, they didn't say woogity. They also did not say cowabunga.
Woogity.
There's a
No,
word.
they said there was the two twins. Kim's brothers used to go
Yeah.
hickabicka hoo sha. That was their thing.
No, what was it that?
I'm glad you can like recall that. So like,
I do.
No, what was it Ron used to say?
Booyah. Yeah,
Booyah.
it was booyah.
Was it booyah?
He used to just go booyah.
I
booyah.
guess it was
also-
a lot less climactic than I was thinking. A lot less important.
I found it. It's
Hickabicka-boo.
Nacho. Yeah, hickabicka hoo sha was the twins. That was specifically their thing. I found out the nacho place. It was Bueno Nacho. That was the name of it.
There we go.
That was it. And then they
And you
used
know
to go to
what?
Banana
You know what
Republic.
else? Patrick Warburton was also in this show.
Yes, he was. He played as the coach.
He also played as. Whose dad did he? He played another character.
Joe Mama.
No, maybe he didn't. Maybe the coach was some character's dad. That probably was just it. But yeah, I remember him playing the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to love that show though. It was great. It was a really funny show, and also it just had a lot of great action in it. And I hate that they did a live action movie about it recently, and it was complete shit.
Yeah.
Absolute bastardization.
That should be
and it
our
was just-
second playthrough after Rugrats.
Oh.
Harry,
you go, the
Harry,
Kim
you're already
Possible.
on thin ice.
Oh, come on, like a playthrough of the live action Kim Possible movie? That sounds like a good time to me.
Oh god.
I think maybe,
Ugh.
maybe could be. But
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think that's everything. But yeah, I'm glad I felt like we were really doing well. The general topics were 30 minutes, and then we talked about
and
the
then
main topic
we
for
went
an hour
hard
and a half.
on this one.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing though. I think it's probably positive.
I liked it. This was a lot of fun.
We got a lot of good stuff to talk about.
And we were reminiscing the past and nostalgia. So how can you blame that?
True.
Or hate that?
The past and nostalgia are always good. They sell easy.
Yeah. We're gonna patent this and then sell
Absolutely.
it and put it on a box.
Oh hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, cool. I'm gonna wrap up the show.
Yeah, do outro.
Cool.
I'm glad I wrote an outro this time, so I know what it is, right?
Do you?
I realized quickly that I don't know how to exactly say, like, make a like and subscribe and whatever, but whatever. But all right, guys, thanks for watching the show. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a review, and remember, may the real podcast was the friends we made along the way.
Whoa.
I don't know if that's how we just leave it or if we say anything after that.
I don't know. What do we do? What do we say, Corey? You're the host guy.
But, hickabicka-boo, whoosha.
Yep, that's how we end it.